Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sasha Reade and I am here to show you some crafty things. Now, it's been a little while and I apologise. Occasionally life kind of gets away with me and it's about to get busy again because the kids are off of school on half term next week. But I've got all these envelopes and there were more than this. There were more colours. There were some blues in there. Last week I had my kids sit down and do some crafting, and they wanted to make note cards for their friends and their teachers, and we wanted to try out the glitter stickers from Beadco, or Cobeads, sorry, and the kids had an absolute blast, and they made loads of really cool pretty cards, and they had a lot of fun. And sadly used up a lot of my envelopes, but that's okay. The whole point was just to have a good time. They are basically the same as everything I've seen in dollar stores or pound stores, so they're just glitter stickers. I think they roughly work out to about the same price as a pack of glitter stickers if you went to the dollar store. The envelopes, however, you get a lot of colors, which is great. They are very small, but one of the downsides to these envelopes that I got from Cobeads is that there's no adhesive. So you can't actually seal it unless you use a glue stick or a bit of tape, which is not the end of the world, but if you're gonna have an envelope, I think it'd be really good to have something to seal it with, sorry. In terms of value for money, I'm not sure because I can't remember how much they cost. I'll put that on the screen. And I'll leave it to you. I mean, they're fine for an adult. I can work with them just fine. I could put a bit of adhesive there. It's not going to bother me. My kids found them a bit frustrating because by the time they decorated their cards, they couldn't shove them in, which could be my fault. I mean, I did make them just smaller than the envelope, and they did put a lot of glitter stickers on, but they do tear somewhat easily. So that's kind of my review and my take on these envelopes. But I was thinking, I was thinking about Christmas cards, and last year I got totally caught out because my kids came home on the last day of term and they'd been given all these Christmas cards from their friends, and then I realized, oh no, let's be prepared this year. So I thought these will be perfect for some Christmas cards. So I haven't quite decided yet whether I'll get the kids to decorate them or whether I'll make them all up for them and then get them to sort of color them or stick on them or get my daughter to write to her friends. But I thought these will be perfect for little Christmas cards for kids at school. So I went through my dies and I was thinking, oh my goodness, like loads will fit in here. So I could do this die cut, which is one of Alina's dies, and that will fit perfect in there. And then I had this kind of square one, and that will also fit perfect in there. And then I thought, oh my goodness, the Christmas stocking. So you can see the die, where the die cuts, and that will just fit inside that envelope. And I thought that could be really fun and a unique little Christmas card. So I wasn't thinking I'm going to do Christmas cards that are folded where you open it up and write the message, because they're only for my children's friends and classmates. So I was thinking just a piece of card that, you know, you decorate the front and then you turn it over and the message is on the back. And that's what I was thinking. So I went through a lot of my shapes dies, and actually sort of the medium to small medium on almost every die set I have of like layered shapes had one size that would just be perfect for this little note card. This note card, by the way, measures, because I forgot to tell you at the beginning, and it's probably useful to know. This envelope is 4.5 inches by 3.25 inches. So it is a note card, it's really small. But anyway, so there's one that I did. Then the stocking, so I just had to quickly cut that because I forgot that I didn't put it in my machine properly, so it didn't cut that little edge. But there's the little Christmas stocking, which also will fit in there. And then I have this other Alina one from my collection of layered shapes. If you don't have layered shapes, I would suggest getting a few different ones because they are so much fun, and you usually get a bundle of them. I really like Alina's ones. I like them because they're original designs, and I like them because you get a lot of different shapes and a lot of size variation in your packages. But yeah, so basically those are the ones I usually use just because I like the size and the shapes. I like that they're original as well. This is from a set off of AliExpress, and that cut like that. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It kind of looks a bit snowy, but it kind of bugs me that it's not symmetrical, so I don't think I'd use this one actually. Then this one is another set from AliExpress, which I thought was a double stitch, but I was being silly. It's double stitches in. It stitches this side and stitches the outside side when you cut it out. So I've got that shape as well to kind of work with. You can see those stitches on the edge. So all of these will fit nicely into this little envelope, which is quite fun. I think I'm probably going to end up going with the stocking, because I think it's just a fun, unique Christmas shape. So that will fit in there. Okay, so I went and cut a few of those out. And it will be time consuming. It will take me a little while because I'm die cutting. But I think I spent about 5 minutes. And I've got, I don't know, quite a few. I kind of mucked up on a couple. So I've got about 6 ready to go to decorate. So this die comes with this little kind of wavy bit. So I've been getting some ideas. So obviously you can do like the wavy bit like that and create your little stocking. And so I just kind of thought, if I I'm just going to I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I watch my friend Natasha Foot all the time and I think, oh, she's so clever. And then I try and do something similar and put my idea down onto paper and it never goes right. So I was kind of thinking, right, Christmas stockings, they're sort of red and white. So I was thinking maybe I could kind of color this red, and then if I punch out maybe a circle. Okay, so I've got this 2-inch circle punch. I've got some scraps of, just trying to see what kind of circle will kind of work, because I want the end to be white or kept white, and I'm just trying to think. I can't picture it, so I've got to try and do it. So I can't picture which way I want the white to be, whether I want the white to be like that or whether I want the white to kind of be like that. So let's just see how my idea goes. It could go horribly wrong. I've got some cherry cobbler from Stampin' Up. Right, so I've got these brushes that I bought off of AliExpress. They're kind of like the, what are those called? Those brushes that everyone's kind of getting that they're really expensive. So I've got some just out of the makeup section on AliExpress. If I can find the link, I'll link them below. These ones are quite bendy. It kind of feels like it might snap at any point, so you can't really press very hard. But yeah, so I just thought what I'm going to do, and I don't imagine I can do this on that many cards, and I've already mucked up because I put some red over there. Never mind. So I'm just going to pick up some ink and spread it round. And then I also wanted to make sure that I didn't go up that end. There's my little white booty. Like, this is where I'm like, oh, maybe I should change my plan, because this isn't going to go so well for that many cards for my kids. But I just wanted to have a play and see what we could do to make little note cards. Right, and now I've shifted that, so I definitely don't want to. There we go. That looks alright, doesn't it? That's kind of what I was aiming for, and I've got it on pearlescent cards, so that's why it shines. But that would work, apart from my little blob there. Let me zoom in a little bit. So there's my little stocking. Okay, so that's kind of my first little template, and then I thought then we could take some Onyx black ink and this stamp set from Alina. So you've got loads of different Christmas sentiments. Right, so stick that down. And then because I've not used this one before, I'm just going to kind of rough it up. Some people have told me this is called conditioning your stamp. But when I think of conditioning, I think of adding something luxurious and making it soft and smooth. And all I'm doing is giving this nice firm roughing up. So it could be called conditioning, but I call it roughing it up because that's what I'm honestly doing. So then I take those small ones, you know, the ones that you get in the pack, and you're like, well, that's useless. And I use that for brushing off all the crap, sorry, I apologize. All the rubbish from in between. I know a lot of people get offended by that word. I've had to learn a lot about what to say and what not to say living in the UK. Because there's quite a few words I would use in Canada that I wouldn't think twice about, but here is not so nice. At least to the older generation, crap is not a good word, but I'll stop saying it now. So, we're going to stamp that down. I think that's quite cute. That would work for a little Christmas card for kids, wouldn't it? So that's one idea. And then that could just pop right in there, and then they could write a little message on the back. Ooh, ooh, and we could add some gems. That's what the kids could do. I could get the kids to add some bling to it and add some like glitter or sparkle. Like we could put some gems up there or something. I've got lots of like Christmassy colors. Oh, my friend in the States sent me some. One of my amazing followers sent me all these jewels. And look, there's red and green and some white and some gold. So these will be perfect for just kind of decorating. Okay, so these ones are all attached in like long lines. So what I like to do when I get some like this is I just chop through them. Whee! They're a bit sticky. And Sasha, close the ink pad before you stick every project in it. Close that. Right, so now, oh, I cut my nails last night and I can't pick up anything anymore. Right, I could do some kind of like little blingy bits on there, couldn't we? And then these can go, then maybe they won't fit so well in the envelope. We'll see. So this is me crafting with you and talking through. Normally I would do like a voiceover for this kind of video, but I just thought, oh, I just want to craft with you. I want to get on with it and have some fun. There we go, some little bling on the top. I think for a kid's project that would look quite good. So there we go, there's one idea. Okay, so I discovered a faster way to do it. I've done like 3 in a matter of like 30 seconds. So I put some removable adhesive on the back of my stencil, handmade stencil, and I just stick it down. I've got a little strip here on the top that touches my stocking. Let me zoom out because you can't see anything I'm doing. And then I've also got a bit here which is touching my paper, and then I've done the same sort of here. I've got 2 bits of sticky. I mean, my hands are getting really red now. And then that way I can fully focus on holding my ink pad, and then I can just go in and it's dead quick. And I can do several in just a couple minutes. So voila. I found a fast way so I can do all of these and have them all look really cool and unique. And then I haven't had to do extra die cutting or anything. So how fun is that? Yay! Right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I went and found another stamp set. I got this from a really fun crafty retreat that I was just away on for £1.19. How exciting! So it's got Merry Christmas, and they came separate, so I put them on separate blocks. And I love the clear stamps because you can kind of line them up and check that they will fit before you go and stamp them. So I like it separate because then I can do Merry and then I can do Christmas, and I know that I can line them up to fit inside my stocking because not every single stocking is the same. So there we go, there's Merry Christmas. And then we can get the kids to decorate them and write on the back. Yay! Okay, so I got another idea. I got these snowflakes. I got 100 in pack from Cobeads as well. And I started working on this when I went on my little crafty retreat. So I've got a few prepared already. But I thought these would be really pretty to then go and stick maybe on like the corner of like our little thing. What are those called? Santa sock? Christmas stocking. There we go. So I've got some gesso, just white gesso, and I've got my Arteza Glitter. I've got several Arteza Glitters at the moment. They've asked me to design with them, so you'll be seeing some videos coming soon of what I've been making with my Arteza stuff. But for now, I'm going to show you what I've been doing with my Arteza Glitter and these wooden embellishments. Right, so what we need to do is we're going to cover the snowflake with some white gesso, and that gesso will be what sticks our glitter on. So I'm just going to cover it all. I'm just going to be quite messy, and then I'm going to make it look a little bit prettier. Excuse my inked up dirty fingers. So basically the gesso will start to soak into the wood a little bit, and that's fine. That's why I'm going to kind of fix it up in a minute and get rid of all those yucky bits. But you want to get all the edges. So I just kind of get a bit aggressive with my first sort of layer of painting, because for me this doesn't really matter too much. Don't really want too much on the back because the glitter will stick wherever this paint is gone, or this gesso. So I'm just getting all the edges and trying not to take it off again with my fingers, but it's probably going to be a bit inevitable because I don't know how else to paint this without getting my fingers all over it. So I'm just doing the edges, and then now I will smooth it out a bit and just kind of try and get rid of all the excess that I've kind of slapdashed on there. Right, so once you've got a nice decent layer of gesso, you're just going to pick it up and hold it over your little catcher, whatever you've got to catch glitter. I'm going to try and avoid getting that in there, so I'm going to go out a bit. Don't want to put my tray right in the glitter. So I've got Snow White glitter, and I'm just going to sprinkle it all on. Actually, I'll just lie it down on the tray, and then I kind of like to sort of tap it on a bit so it kind of sticks in that gesso as much as possible. And now I don't know how long realistically this would last, but I'm not bothered because all it is a little Christmas card. And so it's not gonna matter. So there we go. Don't know if you can capture the sparkle on there, but we've got loads of sparkle. Looks really quite sweet. Okay, so I've gone and let that dried. Well, mostly dried. So we've got that one there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a bit of mixed media gel matte medium from Ranger onto the back of this. Okay, so my little jar that I keep my matte medium in, this one here, I've had for quite a few months now, and now I can't really get it out the tube. So I've been waiting for that to kind of happen so I could try out my new ones. I bought these because Natasha Foote was using them on YouTube, and she highly recommended them, and I just thought I would show you what I would do. So these I think are they've got to be more than 30, maybe 100 mils. So all you do is you pop the top off. I've got no nails. There you go. So you pop the top off, so it's got to open like that. I'll link everything I used today down below, so if you want to check anything out, you can. I've got these syringes, which I also bought from AliExpress, and I like these because they also come with sort of the sucky upper. It's not a needle, it's just, you can see that, it's just an open sort of hole. So you can stick it right down and suck it in. I found it sometimes is a bit tricky when you use this because it's very thin and the gel medium can be quite thick. So I do find it a bit tricky to actually suck up using that. But that's quite small anyways, that little hole. So you're going to use a syringe to suck it up and into your tube. And then you're just going to squirt it into your bottle here. Now the one good thing is that if you use the needle, sort of needle-ish looking thing, to put it in the bottle, then you can get it quite far down in the bottle to get it in. Otherwise I found there's air bubbles and sometimes you end up with it like exploding back out when you're trying to squish it in. So we'll see how we go, and I can always attach it later. I've also got these ones which come in a pack of 10 I believe, and they come with different colored lids, and these are great. I bought a whole bunch of these twice over, and I filled them for school and gave them to the kids for just PVA glue. So you can see the little nozzle top that goes in there. And they're just really good for PVA glue and less mess. And so I filled a whole bunch of these up with just bog standard PVA glue for school for the kids. And that seems to be working a treat. So I've got my Ranger Distress Collage Matte Medium. And I haven't got much left in here. It's probably starting to get a bit dried out and a bit extra thick. So we'll see how we go. You can see I've not got a lot left in there. But it is known for being very good strong glue. So I'm just going to try and suck up some of it. Okay, so that got a bit messy. As you can see, there's some kind of going everywhere. And now, normally you really just shouldn't be doing this right over top of the project you're working on, but I like to learn my lessons the hard way. So we'll just move those now. Then we've got our bottle, and we've got the matte medium in there. So I'm just going to pop it in, and then squish it in. See, that's what I was talking about. Oh my goodness, I don't know if that like hit my roof. I think some of it might have gone somewhere. So I created an air pocket in there by doing that. And then some of it just exploded back out. So we will discover where it exploded to later. But for now, I'm going to see if I can get a bit more out of my container and into my tube, so that I can then squeeze some of it out on my project, because I've only got that little bit in there right now. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so as soon as I'm done filling my bottle, I put the lid on, seal it up, and then I go and wash all my stuff. So I've washed my syringe, it's ready for the next time. And sadly my Tim Holtz mixed media is now finished. So this is the last of my mixed media glue. But what I thought I would do, because mixed media is so good for just being a really strong glue, I'm just going to put it on the back of my snowflake. This is quite a good nozzle actually, it's quite nice and small. So I'm just going to put some on the back of my snowflake, you can see that. And then I'm going to stick it to the corner, like so. And I'm going to hope to heck this is going to still go in this little envelope. I won't do this on every one of them, but I was just trying to think of fun little ideas that if you've got stuff like this at home that you could do with your kids. So if you've got some little envelopes, some little different shapes, maybe you could do this as like a fun little project with your kids, with nieces, nephews. It'd be quite a fun project to do at Christmas time or just before Christmas. Right, so I've kind of gone a little crazy with the glue. It's kind of squidged out a bit, but I'm hoping because it dries clear we won't really notice. So there we go, and there's another one. And the other thing with these, obviously, is that you can make them into tags to go on gifts. But I'm just purely thinking about what I'm going to do for my kids, for their Christmas cards, for their friends. And I might get my kids to make their own snowflakes. Depends how much patience I have with the glitter. But the package of snowflakes, these are from Cobeads. There's 100 in this pack. And I have decorated several of them. I cannot find them anywhere. So when I find them, I will show you. Or if I find them before I post this video, I'll attach photos of all the ones that I've made. But I've had a lot of fun with this and my Arteza Glitter. I've got a massive pack of Arteza Glitter, and so I've been having lots of fun doing lots of fun things with my Arteza Glitter. This is like a quarter of the amount that I've got in my pack. Absolute loads. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was a tiny fun little project. I'm going to crack on with these and hopefully get enough done that my kids can crack on with their cards and giving them out. And yeah, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Please subscribe for more videos, and all the links will be below for all the products I've used. If I've forgotten any, please shout at me.